Hey there, comic book friends. This is Travis, and this is another edition of No Capes, where I review comic books that don't have to do with superheroes, or more specifically at this point, comic books that Ethan doesn't read or doesn't review. Okay? So, here we go. We're going to start it off with BPRD, Hell on Earth, the Pickens County's Horror. This is number 2 of 2 with an awesome Becky Coolin cover. This book continues in the vein of kind of a Lovecraftian occult with a dabble of sci-fi, thrown in there, kind of a feel to it. It's a great cover. See those mushrooms growing on top of the back of this guy. The guy's a vampire. Our main agent is held up in this house with a vampire historian who's recording the history of the American vampires, and specifically the first family of vampires to come over from Europe. That's all kind of a red herring for what's really happening in the book. As I've talked about these books before, I don't know the full big picture that's going on other than the behind the front cover. It gives us a brief synopsis of kind of what's going on in the world, what's happening with the other main characters. The agent that's in this one has to deal with his partner who has been injured / infected. It's kind of crazy, good fun. I like these series. As I keep saying, I'm going to have to start picking up trades of this stuff. If anybody is current on these books and wants to give me kind of a heads up as to what I should be picking up first, I don't really want to get singles, but I want to get trades to kind of get me up to speed on this. I keep buying these when it's got somebody in it that I'm kind of interested in, or a cover artist or that sort of thing, because they're just little mini-series. There's a couple more mini-series coming up. There's an order to reading them. There's actually a number on the inside that tells you what order to read the stuff in, I believe. But what do I need to read to kind of give me the heads up on why everything's the way it is, why Hellboy seems to be dead, why Abe Sapien is in a coma, why Liz has disappeared off the planet, and that sort of stuff. Anyway, if anyone of you are out there who are reading these things or kind of up to date, could point me in some directions and whatnot. I want to read more of this stuff. I'm kicking myself for not having gone on this in the beginning. I'm probably going to go back and pick up trades from the very beginning if I can find them at a reasonable rate. But I'm really liking this whole BPRD thing, where it's not really focuses on one main character. It's lots of different agents and lots of different weird stuff that's going on with them. Got kind of an X-Files feel to it, but its own universe and its own kind of interesting thing going on. Anyway, enjoying this. This book, actually, the whole family reads. Even Ethan reads this one. I just like to throw it in my no capes as opposed to the superhero stuff, just because I don't have enough stuff in this. Anyway, next I'm going to talk about Vertigo Spaceman. This is number 6 of 9. This cover is by Dave Johnson. Absolutely love this cover. Little girl there, and she's walking a spaceman like a balloon. It's just a great look. Our characters currently, they figured out that the TV producers know where they're at. They're filming them as they're trying to get the little girl back to her reality TV show. So because they know they're being filmed, they're not really taking the thing that seriously anymore. They know they must not be in too much danger and whatnot because the TV show's watching them. But the reality is things are really going to go bad really quickly here pretty soon. They're trying to sneak into the main city where it's all nice and clean from the ghetto slums that they're in. The bounty hunter, we see more of the spacemen back when they were on Mars. Our bounty hunter spaceman is getting closer to catching up to Orson and our little girl. And we see how brutal he can be. Some people mistake him for being Orson and want to know where the girl's at. They pull guns on him. He walks away just fine, and they walk away in pieces. So, yeah. I think this book's really cool. I love once again, the way that people speak. They don't speak like us. They speak a little different. It takes a little bit to figure that out, but it's not that hard. It's one of the things that gives the book its flavor and its curiosity. If you like dark future books, if you like kind of cyberpunkish without the cyber in it, that sort of a feel, this book is probably for you. This is 6 of 9. I don't know what it'd be like to go back and pick up the original issues. Maybe you set and wait for a trade. Vertigo tends to be pretty good about putting out trades. First issue was only $1. You couldn't have gone wrong for that $1, I don't think. Anyway, enjoying the heck out of this. I like that style of story. If you like that style of story too, you know, I recommend checking this out. If nothing else, check it out in the trades. If that's your game, I like it. Getting a kick out of this. May have to go pick up some more of these two guys' work. This is Brian Arizio and Rizzo. I can't remember his first name. They do 100 Bullets, something like that. I've never read that title. I need to read that title, obviously, because this is good stuff. Anyway, next I'm going to talk about another Vertigo title. I'm going to talk about Hellblazer. This is 290, once again, DC's longest running title currently after the relaunch of all the other books that are out there and whatnot. Great cover by Simon Bosley, even though Constantine really in this book is no longer in the grave. He's back from hell, and he's dealing with the repercussions of a deal that his wife made with Satan, basically. And so he's going to be doing some more wheeling and dealing to get himself out of, and his wife out of the new pickle they're in. And he's also decided that because Gemma, his niece, is so messed up because his evil twin really did a number on her, that he needs to pay his evil twin back. Fix his evil twin once and for all. So this whole going down to hell thing, I think, was just kind of like the appetizer. Now we're going to come into the main course of what's coming next, of how he's going to deal with his evil twin. Great book. Peter Milligan continues to capture the essence and the voice of John Constantine, I think, better than probably most any other writer has. It's fabulous. The two Italian artists that are on this just really do an incredible job too. The covers are always great by Simon Bosley. Yeah, this is such a fun comic, and they're doing such a good job of addressing kind of subjects that have been addressed before, because I mean it's 290 issues in. You're gonna go over some of the same storylines again, but there's new and interesting ways that is approached, and new things to deal with, in the fact that Constantine has more things to worry about now. Being married and stuff, it's giving a lot of these types of ideas a different spin on them, because he has a different investment in them now. It's not just all about him. So still really enjoying this. If you've ever enjoyed Hellblazer and John Constantine along the way, this is definitely a good run. Any of the Peter Milligan stuff that's been coming out over the last couple of years has just, in my opinion, been great stuff. Good fun. But of course, I'm a huge John Constantine fan anyway. So, lastly, I'm going to talk about another one of Vertigo's newer titles. This is the new Deadwardians. This is issue 2 of 8. I liked issue 1 fine. Issue 2 really gets things going. I really liked issue 2. The murder mystery that's going on here. There's a dead vampire. The big issue is vampires don't die unless they're killed by specific ways. They don't state what the ways are, but we can pretty much guess what those are. I'm assuming, stake to the heart, all the stereotypical things that go with vampires. But nobody really ever dies like that either. But they find this murder victim, or this dead guy. I don't know if he's a murder victim, but he shows no signs of the normal deaths if a vampire is going to be killed. He's missing a hand. He's got burn marks on his throat that look like they're some sort of symbols of some kind they discover. really interesting, this whole who did it kind of a thing. And then there's this underlying plot of underlying story of why are these people vampires? They made themselves vampires on purpose. They made themselves vampires to avoid dying of becoming a zombie, basically. So there's these gated communities that the vampires live in with a few humans left. And if you get attacked by a zombie and you survive the zombie attack, they pretty much rush you off and get you turned into a vampire, because that's how you're going to survive. Otherwise, you end up turning into a zombie. It seems. But there's this whole murder mystery thing going on. The vampire that's dead kind of played by his own rules. The artwork in this is really plain and really simple. I like it in the fact that the main characters are very straight-faced, very slack-faced, and I think it's on purpose. They show no emotion really, because as vampires, they're kind of they're not losing touch with their humanity and the fact that they're becoming vicious monsters, but they're losing touch. Nothing really excites them. It's just all kind of humdrum. And so they're really exploring this murder very closely, because things like this don't happen. So it's like the one curiosity that there is. And this main character's bosses are telling him to solve this crime really fast, bury it, because the idea of that as a vampire you could die will be really horrible, because they pretty much convinced all of the upper class that they should turn themselves into vampires and live this life of animals not liking them and just being kind of emotionless people, because it was the way you were going to survive the zombie apocalypse kind of thing that was happening. So it would be really horrible of them to suddenly say, oops, we lied. The one payoff to be turned into a vampire was eternal life. Oopsie, maybe not. So his superiors are saying bury it, and he's just trying to get to the bottom of what really happened and whatnot. 8 issues. This issue was a lot of fun. I think this is going to be a really amusing read and whatnot. I like it. It's kind of Sherlock Holmes in a way, but minus the wit and all that kind of stuff that goes along with the animated Sherlock type character. Anyway, good stuff. Happy with my books I got that aren't superhero titles. Anyway, that's it for this time around, and I'm sure I'll catch you in a couple more weeks when I got some more comics that don't have any capes. Bye.